I'll be honest, I was a skeptic. Like many runners, I thrived on the burn, the breathless push, the feeling of truly working during my runs. The idea of intentionally running slow, staying in zone 2 for a whole month felt almost counterintuitive. Wouldn't I lose fitness? Wouldn't I get bored? The prevailing wisdom in my running circles was no pain, no gain. So why would embracing the easy path lead to any significant improvement? Driven by curiosity and a nagging suspicion that I might be missing something, I decided to give it a try. I committed to 30 days of running exclusively in zone 2, meticulously monitoring my heart rate and resisting the urge to push harder. What happened next was nothing short of transformative. My endurance skyrocketed, my recovery times shortened dramatically, and I felt a newfound sense of ease and efficiency in my running. This journey wasn't without its challenges. The initial monotony of slow running tested my patience. The constant monitoring of my heart rate felt tedious. There were days when I questioned the entire process, tempted to revert to my old familiar training methods, but I persevered, driven by the promise of unlocking a new level of performance. The results, they were astounding. Not only did I achieve personal bests in several key metrics, but I also discovered a more sustainable and enjoyable approach to running. This essay chronicles my 30-day Zone 2 experiment, exploring the science behind its effectiveness, the challenges I faced, and the remarkable transformations I witnessed. Zone 2 training, often referred to as the sweet spot for endurance development, involves maintaining a specific heart rate range during exercise. This range, typically calculated as 60 to 70% of your maximum heart rate, represents an effort level where your body primarily utilizes fat as fuel. While lower intensity, Zone 2 training optimizes the aerobic system, the engine that powers sustained performance. Imagine your body as a hybrid car. Zone 2 training is like running on the electric motor, efficiently burning fat stores for long durations. Higher intensity training, on the other hand, is like switching to the gasoline engine, quickly depleting glycogen reserves and leading to fatigue. By focusing on Zone 2, you enhance your body's ability to utilize fat as fuel, sparing glycogen and improving endurance. Determining your Zone 2 heart rate range is crucial for effective training. While various methods exist, a simple approach is to subtract your age from 220 to estimate your maximum heart rate. Then calculate 60 to 70% of this value to determine your Zone 2 range. For example, a 40-year-old would have an estimated maximum heart rate of 180, and their Zone 2 range would be 108 to 126 beats per minute. Modern fitness trackers and smartwatches offer convenient heart rate monitoring capabilities, making it easier than ever to stay within your desired zone. By consistently training in Zone 2, you can unlock your aerobic potential and achieve remarkable improvements in endurance performance. The first week of my Zone 2 experiment was a humbling experience. My usual pace felt agonizingly slow, and the constant need to check my heart rate was distracting. I felt an almost irresistible urge to push harder, to feel the familiar burn in my muscles. The mental battle was as challenging as the physical adjustment. My runs felt monotonous, lacking the usual rhythm and flow I enjoyed. I found myself constantly fidgeting with my watch, obsessing over the numbers. The flat, even pace required for Zone 2 training felt unnatural, stripping away the usual variability of my runs. I questioned whether I could sustain this for an entire month. Despite the initial discomfort, I noticed subtle changes. My breathing became more regulated, and my perceived exertion decreased. I started to appreciate the quiet efficiency of Zone 2 running, the feeling of effortless movement. My body was adapting, learning to operate in this new aerobic domain. By the end of the week, the initial struggles began to subside. The constant heart rate monitoring became less intrusive, and I started to find a rhythm in the slower pace. The mental resistance weakened, replaced by a growing curiosity about the potential benefits of this unconventional training approach. My second week. The second week marked the turning point in my Zone 2 journey. The initial awkwardness gave way to a newfound sense of rhythm and efficiency. My body had begun to adapt to the lower intensity, and I could maintain my Zone 2 heart rate with less effort. The runs felt smoother, more fluid, and less mentally taxing. I started to appreciate the subtle nuances of Zone 2 running. The focus shifted from pushing my limits to maintaining a steady, sustainable pace. I became more attuned to my body's signals, recognizing the delicate balance between effort and ease. This heightened awareness transformed my runs into a form of moving meditation. The monotony of the first week was replaced by a sense of calm and focus. I found myself enjoying the scenery, the sounds of nature, and the simple act of putting one foot in front of the other. The mental clarity I experienced during these runs spilled over into other areas of my life, enhancing my productivity and overall well-being. My recovery times also improved significantly. I felt less muscle soreness after runs, and I could bounce back more quickly for subsequent workouts. This increased resilience allowed me to maintain a consistent training schedule without feeling overly fatigued. The benefits of Zone 2 training were becoming increasingly apparent. My week 3, pushing boundaries and experiencing breakthroughs. Week 3 brought about a significant shift in my perception of Zone 2 training. I began to push the boundaries of my aerobic capacity, gradually increasing the duration and distance of my runs while staying within my target heart rate zone. This progressive overload stimulated further adaptations, leading to noticeable improvements in my endurance and overall fitness. I started to experience breakthroughs in my performance. Runs that previously felt challenging now seemed effortless. I could maintain a faster pace while staying in Zone 2, a clear indication of improved aerobic efficiency. The initial skepticism I held about the effectiveness of slow running began to dissipate completely. My confidence soared as I witnessed the tangible results of my Zone 2 dedication. I felt a newfound sense of empowerment, knowing that I was building a solid foundation for future performance gains. The slow, steady approach was proving to be far more effective than I had ever imagined. The mental benefits of Zone 2 training continued to unfold. I felt less stressed, more focused, and more resilient in the face of challenges. The meditative quality of my runs provided a sanctuary from the daily grind, allowing me to recharge and reconnect with myself. The transformative power of Zone 2 extended far beyond the physical realm. My week 4, solidifying gains and embracing the Zone 2 philosophy. The final week of my 30-day experiment was a celebration of the progress I had made. I continued to solidify my gains, focusing on consistency and enjoying the newfound ease and efficiency of my running. The Zone 2 philosophy had become ingrained in my training approach, transforming my relationship with the sport. I no longer felt the urge to push myself to exhaustion during every run. I had learned the value of patience, the power of slow, and the importance of listening to my body. The obsession with pace and distance had diminished, replaced by a focus on the quality of my movement and the enjoyment of the process. My runs became a source of rejuvenation rather than depletion. I felt energized and refreshed after each session, ready to tackle the demands of daily life. The mental clarity and emotional stability I gained from Zone 2 training became invaluable assets, enhancing my overall well-being. By the end of the month, I had not only achieved significant improvements in my running performance, but also adopted a more sustainable and fulfilling approach to the sport. The Zone 2 experiment had transformed me from a skeptic into a believer, convinced of the power of slow. The effectiveness of Zone 2 training is not merely anecdotal, it's deeply rooted in exercise physiology. Research has consistently demonstrated the numerous benefits of training at this specific intensity level. By understanding the science behind Zone 2, we can appreciate its transformative power and dispel any lingering doubts about its efficacy. One of the key benefits of Zone 2 training is its impact on mitochondrial biogenesis. Mitochondria are the powerhouses of our cells responsible for generating energy. Zone 2 training stimulates the production of new mitochondria, increasing our capacity to produce energy aerobically. This enhanced mitochondrial density translates to improved endurance and reduced fatigue. Zone 2 training also enhances our ability to utilize fat as fuel. At this intensity, our bodies preferentially burn fat over carbohydrates, sparing glycogen stores and delaying the onset of fatigue. This improved fat-burning capacity is crucial for endurance performance, allowing us to sustain effort for longer durations. Furthermore, Zone 2 training promotes cardiovascular health by strengthening the heart and improving blood flow. The consistent, rhythmic contractions of the heart during Zone 2 exercise enhance its efficiency, leading to a lower resting heart rate and improved overall cardiovascular function. These adaptations contribute to better health and longevity. For more videos like this, please like, share, comment, and subscribe.